Once again, we're glad to have you company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Martina Avera. As we begin this edition of the news, let us first quickly inform you that on Thursday afternoon at Village Urugwiro, President Paul Kagame received Shui Hui, chairman of Reach Resource International Investments, vice president and board secretary of Cherry Holding, and his delegation for discussions on potential investment opportunities, including the possible establishment of a local electric vehicle assembly plant in Rwanda, in line with the country's industrialization and e-mobility priorities. The French judiciary has announced that 36 Rwandan nationals are under investigation so that they may be brought to trial for their alleged role in the genocide against the Tutsi here in Rwanda. France's national anti-terrorism prosecutor Olivier Christen made this known on Thursday during a commemoration organized by the French embassy here in Kigali for staff members of French services in Rwanda who were killed during the genocide against the Tutsi. The ambassador of France to Rwanda, Her Excellency Aurélie Royer-Gunin, read out the names of the slain staff members and observed that remembrance should be the responsibility of everyone so as to prevent genocide from ever happening again. Survivors of the genocide against the Tutsi from the families of those killed expressed appreciation that the French embassy now organizes the commemoration event. On his part, France's national anti-terrorism prosecutor noted that since French President Emmanuel Macron visited Rwanda back in 2021, that country has continued bringing to justice those suspected of involvement in the genocide against the Tutsi who fled there. The French embassy in Rwanda also unveiled a memorial marker for two French gardes, Major Alain Didot as well as Major René Meyer, who were killed at their home here in Kigali when the genocide against the Tutsi began, together with the Rwandan Jean Damascene Murasira, who worked in their household. It has not yet been established who killed them. The Embassy of the Republic of Rwanda in Addis Ababa, accredited to the Republic of Djibouti in collaboration with the government of Djibouti on Thursday, held the 32nd commemoration of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi at the Peuple in Djibouti. Held under the theme Remember, Unite, Renew, the solemn event brought together officials from the government of Djibouti, members of the diplomatic corps, representatives of international organizations and the private sector, as well as members of the Rwandan community in Djibouti and Friends of Rwanda, to honor the memory of more than 1 million innocent Tutsi who were brutally killed in 1994. In his remarks, His Excellency retired Major General Charles Karamba, Ambassador of the Republic of Rwanda to Djibouti and Ethiopia and permanent representative to the African Union and UNECA, reaffirmed Rwanda's unwavering commitment to remembrance and prevention. He further highlighted that Rwanda made a deliberate and courageous choice to place unity at the heart of national rebuilding, choosing reconciliation over revenge, solidarity over division, and progress over despair, choices that have shaped the country's remarkable journey of recovery and transformation. The ambassador also underscored the continued threat posed by hate speech and genocide ideology in the region, often propagated by remnants of genocidal forces, notably the so-called Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda, or FDLR, which continue to destabilize parts of the region and threaten Rwanda's security. This enduring threat, he emphasized, reinforces Rwanda's responsibility to protect its people and safeguard its sovereignty with unwavering resolve to prevent any recurrence of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Muna Osman Aden, Minister of Women and Family of the Republic of Djibouti, also delivered remarks expressing solidarity with the people of Rwanda and reaffirming Djibouti's commitment to the global fight against genocide ideology and crimes against humanity. She emphasized the importance of remembrance, education, and collective action. The event featured moments of reflection, testimonies, and a candle lighting ceremony in honor of victims, reinforcing the shared commitment to never again. As Rwanda and the international community commemorate Kwibuka 32, participants renewed their pledge to uphold the values of unity, dignity, and humanity. The Chief Executive Officer of the Rwanda Development Board, Jean-Guy Africa, has urged the employees of all institutions, but most especially RDB, RCB, and RMB, to reject anything that could lead that country back into the painful history it went through in 1994, and to work hard in building the country with the aim of carrying forward the legacy of their colleagues who were killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. He made these remarks in a message he delivered to staff of the three institutions during a commemoration event that was held at the Kigali Genocide Memorial.
I would like to add something. As was mentioned by the representative of Binumugwe, but also all the ones who presented before me, this genocide against the Tutsi was planned methodically. And it started with words, dehumanization, using all types of mediums. So it's very important to always remember the extent of the planification that went into it. And just like all genocides, this genocide followed stages. It's very important to remember that the last stage of genocide is revisionism, is attempting to rewrite what happened. And it's the very reason why it is absolutely critical to commemorate, so that we remind the world about what happened. And we take the opportunity to remember, ensure that we fight forces that attempt to rewrite our history. We unite, we stand behind those that survive, we use their resilience and the spirit to rebuild the country, and we will move.
The slain employees remembered who were killed during the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994, who worked for the company Redemi, as well as in the research department of what used to be the Ministry of Industry, Mines and Handicrafts. During an event to remember the children and women who were killed in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, the leadership of Gatsibo district on Thursday stated that remembering them is a way of honoring the value they had and of recognizing that the genocide against the Tutsi was a plan that had long been prepared with the aim of exterminating the Tutsi people. The deputy coordinator of the National Women's Council at the national level, Chantal Ingabire, spoke about women during the genocide, known as who were killed, fellow women whom they had previously lived side by side. The president of Ibuka in Gatsibo district also spoke about how the Interahamwe betrayed their parental responsibilities and took part in carrying out the genocide. Although acts like linked to genocidal ideologies have continued to decline. Authorities in Gatsibo have noted that there is still much to be done in order to uproot such ideologies completely, because since the start of the 32nd commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi, 5 acts linked to genocide ideology have already been identified across the district, and the responsible individuals are under investigation. Mental health experts say the arts are playing an important role in helping survivors of the genocide against the Tutsi to heal from emotional trauma. From music to poetry and theater, creative expression is offering new ways to process grief and preserve memory. We have more.
Art is becoming a powerful tool for healing. Through music, poetry, painting, and theater, survivors of the genocide against the Tutsi are finding ways to express emotions that are often difficult to put into words. For many, these creative outlets provide both remembrance and recovery.
Icyo bikora ku marangamutima naguha urugero rw'indirimbo wenda nk'indirimbo ya Musinga y'Indabo ivuga ku ndabo.
The songs have an emotional connection to us. I'll give you an example of that Musinga's song Indabo. Every time he sings that song, you feel like he's reconnecting you to the memories of burying your loved ones in dignity. It closes the gap and also sparks some sort of emotional healing.
Gukombra ya vide cya cyuho kiri mu mutima wawe cy'ukuntu umuntu wawe yagiye, kandi bifite n'uruhare rukomeye mu kutuvura amarangamutima.
Ziriya ndirimbo ziradufasha cyane kuko twibuka abacu.
Those songs help us a big deal because through them we remember our loved ones, honor them in commemoration, and they also heal our hearts.
N'abacu aho bari bakumva banezerewe.
Artists involved in commemoration say that the process of creating also helps them release their own emotions while supporting others on a similar journey.
Umuntu ari kuririmba hari bisohoka muri we. Icyo ni kimwe.
When you are singing, you are literally releasing things from within. This music also speaks for a number of other people who may not be able to express themselves or have the right utterance for what they feel.
Hari biba bisohoka muri iki. Mu isanamitima burya niko bigenda.
Icyambere bimfasha no komora ibikomere byanjye bwite.
The first thing these songs do is to heal me as an individual. I have been singing such songs for more than 20 years now, and I began with emotional scars, which have since been healed over time as I sing these songs. The role of artists is to come up with songs that continue to contribute to national unity. Such songs also help in preserving the memory of the genocide against the Tutsi, especially because those who witnessed this dark history are slowly becoming older. So, these songs help in relaying facts on the genocide against the Tutsi, especially to the young generation. Mental health specialists say that such expressions can be deeply therapeutic. Professor Eugene Rutembesa says that commemorative music helps survivors feel safer and provides a structured way to process difficult emotions. Singing is another way of being bold and expressing feelings in a melodic way. Songs usually come from a deeper place. That is why in such songs they can sing about victims of Nyaruguru, and I can relate with what happened to victims in Rwamagana. We all end up finding ourselves in the song. Officials say that the impact goes beyond individual healing. The Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement noted that the arts also play a key role in promoting unity and preserving the country's history in a constructive way. Artists have a huge influence in commemoration because as we remember the dark past of the genocide against the Tutsi, They deliver their art through songs and poems to paint mental images and cause moments of reflection, but also encourage unity and national building.
n'urugendo rw'ubudaheranwa.
The ministry adds that all commemorative artistic works are reviewed before being released, ensuring their messages are accurate, respectful, and contribute to the unity and resilience of Rwandans.
The Rwanda National Police and other institutions have announced that starting Friday, public buses will begin using roads with dedicated lanes, which will help passengers reach their destinations faster. This measure adds to other efforts aimed at improving road use and promoting public transport in the city of Kigali. The Rwanda National Police has also confirmed that beyond the main routes, this system of giving public buses a dedicated lane will gradually be introduced on other roads as well. Rwanda is stepping up efforts to fight malaria, with health authorities highlighting the growing role of community health workers in testing and treatment. The Rwanda Biomedical Center says this approach could help reduce malaria cases by 70% by 2030. We have more.
Malaria remains one of the most common illnesses in Rwanda, affecting over 1 million people in the year 2024-2025 period. But communities say that access to care is improving. Residents in Bugesera say they no longer wait at home when symptoms appear, turning instead to community health workers for immediate testing and treatment. We thank the government for bringing health services closer to us. Before, we would fall ill in our homes, and sometimes it would be very difficult to get to health centers. But now, any slight health issue, you quickly get help from community health workers in your area without having to go to health centers or hospitals afar. According to the 2025 health report, community health workers treated around half of all malaria patients. They say their role goes beyond treatment, also involving follow-up and awareness at the household level.
Umuturage yaje akadusanga mu rugo.
When they come seeking medical help, we firstly check them. When we find them with symptoms of malaria, we then administer drugs. This helps save the time of going to the bigger hospitals. Beyond administering malaria drugs, we also follow up on them to see if they are taking the drugs as prescribed and if they are seeing any changes. Rwanda Biomedical Center says that their strategies include early diagnosis, improved access to treatment, and strong community engagement. When we fail to protect from getting infected with malaria, those infected get treated. This is called case management and is our third target objective. As of now, case management happens beginning with community health workers and at all health centers. This is helping manage especially malaria patients and prevent deaths from malaria. By March 2026, more than 920,000 malaria cases had already been recorded. Authorities say that sustained efforts will be critical if Rwanda is to meet its target of reducing malaria cases by 70% by 2030.
And that was it for stories on the local scene. We'll be right back shortly after the commercial break.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze inka imwe, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byaragiye nanditse amateka mashya. igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
On that note, we've come to the end of tonight's English Bulletin. On behalf of the news production team and the technical team, thank you for sticking with us. My name is Martina Abera, and until next time, stay safe and have a good night.